Let's see. Hello.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Testing. All right, cool. I think it's working.
Rakai. The show. So what is that? Oh yeah, I ordered the Joker Mayfex from Ami website from I think it's Hong Kong. And usually you have to order through DHL, which is really fast shipping, like the fastest shipping. I ordered like 3 days ago, maybe 4 days ago, and usually I get it really fast because of the whole epidemic. You have to use DHL. You can't use EMS, which is like the slowest, cheapest shipping. And they emailed to me today saying that it's gonna take like 8 or 9 days for it to come here. When usually if you order it, it comes to you like in 3 days, which kind of sucks, man. But hey, and I paid like you know super fast shipping DHL. That kind of sucks. I gotta wait until like the 18th to get my Joker Mayfix. Let's see, I got some ice here, and I'm gonna put the clay in the ice, so it'll get really hard, and then I've never done this, and with ice, I usually put it in the freezer, but I just want to try it out. I'll put it in the water, cold water, and see how hard it gets, and then try to sculpt on that harder clay. So I'll use a napkin to clean it up after I pull it out of the water, cold water, and then continue sculpting on it. Just want to see how this works out. So I'm putting it right now in ice. Hopefully this will work. If that works, then I can do it right here live instead of getting up and putting it in my fridge. So let's see. Maybe I should work on this guy right here. Oh, gosh. These are basically done. These two right here. These two are basically done. So I gotta wait for my Joker, which sucks. Even though I paid fast shipping for it, all because of the pandemic and all that. So shipping is all screwed up. I ordered something called the BB Hunter. Like it's an amazing 1/6 scale figure. It's like a high quality figure, and I bought it like 4 months ago, and they were supposed to ship it like I was supposed to wait like 4 weeks or 6 weeks. I don't know, something like that. It was, and because of all the shipping problems and all this from Hong Kong, I've been waiting for that figure for like 5 months, I think. 5 months, and it feels like I'm never gonna get it. Like, and I pay for it, which sucks because usually when I pay for something right away, I'm used to getting it like in a week or two, latest 4 weeks, and yeah, I gotta wait and wait and wait, and I still gotta wait like until the end of this month, June, and then hopefully they'll send it, and then if they send it, it'll probably take like another 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. So man, that's a lot of waiting. So all the shipping is screwed up. I also ordered these. This is like a really amazing figure from who's the who the ones that made it? I think it's the ones that made the Iron Giant. I think they're called Sentinel. That company. and they made this amazing robot. It's called Vega, Armageddon Vega. So 1/6 scale figure two, and it's an amazing robot. So since I like robots a lot and spacesuits, that's why I got the BP Hunter. So I got the Vega as well, and that also is coming from Hong Kong. So haven't got that one either, and I've been waiting for it forever, forever, like another 4 months wait, going on 5 months. So yeah, it's pretty messed up because like these are really expensive figures, and you can't get it even though you pay for it. And a lot of people in Hong Kong got it, which is weird. So they must have got like the first batch, and then maybe the people who are overseas got screwed. And sometimes I'm thinking, man, what about I never get it? And I bought the BB girl. I call her BB girl, but it's BP Hunter. I got her through eBay, and I'm worried that if I wait any longer, maybe the eBay policy won't protect me, and I'll lose that money. So I should call and find out. Let me write down. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Welcome to Toy Dog. To welcome to Toy Talk. So yeah, that's all the 1/6 scale figures I got, and I haven't got them yet. I want these. I never got a figure like those that I just mentioned. I never got figures like that. Like they're like super high quality 1/6 scale figures. So I'm really excited about getting them and maybe making a video about them those figures because they're so nice. But the problem is I don't have them because the shipping is all messed up because of the pandemic. Um, all right, so maybe it's cold enough right now. So I have to get like a napkin. I had to get up anyway. Let's see. See, so it feels pretty cold. I'm using a Bounty. All right, all right. So yeah, anyone who wants to talk about toys, collecting, that kind of stuff, or sculpting art, welcome to come here, talk about it, show your stuff. Well, I'll show myself. You guys can show anything. Let's see. Actually, I'm wrong about that. In StreamYard, you can actually invite people and they can come over, so that's cool. I just don't know how to do it, so I'm not technically savvy. Although I use computers a lot, like I use ZBrush and Photoshop, and pretty resourceful when I need something in the internet. I can find it. Um, but let's see, I already forgot what I was talking about. It doesn't work. The ice in the water doesn't work because it's already hot. It's already lost its cold. I can feel it in my fingers. Like it's not cold anymore. So it's better to use freezer. Put your clay in the freezer. That was just a waste of time. Ah, why? Dun, dun, dun. Let me check if I have audio, because if I don't have audio, then maybe that's a problem. I have audio, because if I don't have audio, then maybe that's a problem. Okay, that's a Roger right there. That's a good yes. Dun, dun. Oh, I just saw Loki, the show, man. I wasn't expecting it to like it as much. I actually liked it a lot. I saw WandaVision and I saw the Winter Soldier and the Falcon. And I gotta say, I did like WandaVision, but I did not like the beginning of WandaVision. It was like awful, man. It was like so weird, and I just didn't want to see it. When I saw the first episode, I was like, man, this is disappointing. But it got really good. Yeah, really good at the end. But Loki is like just the first episode. I know I like it a lot. I like the whole idea of a I didn't know about maybe I didn't know that in the comics because I don't read comics anymore. But I didn't know that they had like a time police sort of thing, a time like I know about the Watchers because when I used to read comics, the Watcher was like the guy who kept track of time and everything that's happening. And they used to make these really cool comics called the What If comics, and those are really cool. What if this what which is like the same thing DC uses, which is Elseworlds, which is basically with what um, Batman Gaslight comes from, like Elseworlds type of thing. So it's pretty cool that in Marvel they're doing that. And I really liked Loki the first episode. It was really good. So these bricks, I'm sculpting them. Maybe I'm gonna cast them and maybe I'll sell them. I don't know. I'll sell the bricks. 1/6 scale bricks. Let's see. Let me just. Alright, so let me put on my goggles. I call it goggles, but they're really Tamiya magnifiers, and they're like really good stuff. You know, you should get this if you want to sculpt really tiny stuff. And see if I can use this blade better. There, that. You can get really creative when you're doing the cracks. And let me close the door so you guys can't hear noise from the other room. Okay, so where's my Tamiya? All right, so let's do these cracks here. So like I said before, they're like doing lightning bolts, and you run it in the same stuff when you do foam. It's like when you use foam, it's the same freaking thing. Like you try to do cracks, you use a blade just like this, and it's the same thing. You can't really do a mistake. Like any crack you do looks kind of real, and the more creative you get, the better you get, and just was just watching American Werewolf in London. Man, there was some great movies from the 80s. Like that's one of the greatest werewolf movies I've ever seen. I've seen it so many times. So highly recommend that. Actually, I was thinking of getting the werewolf because NECA's making it, and I definitely want to get the Kurt Russell figure they're making. NECA is making from the Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. Man, what a movie, man. What a let's see. Just trying to get a good angle for you guys. And yeah, the Kurt Russell figure looks good. I gotta say, man, like I wouldn't want to buy. I'm sorry. I wouldn't want to buy the thing, like the actual monster, the thing, because it's so gross. Such a gross looking monster. But the Kurt Russell figure is pretty awesome. I'm a fan of Kurt Russell. Actually, I've been wanting. I think I said this before in the other streams. I wanted a 1/6 scale figure for Kurt Russell from the thing because he wears fire that fire what do you call it? Fire extinguisher? Not extinguisher. Jesus. Fire. I can't remember what it's called. It's a fire something. Flamethrower. That's what I call them. Flamethrowers. So he wears his flamethrower in the movie, and it looks awesome. Like on the figure. I think the figure comes with the flamethrower, right? I'm not sure. Oh man, I know he does come with alternate heads and that funny looking hat he wears. Looks like a I don't even know what you call those hats, but he comes with a hat and like three heads, alternate heads. He should come with the flamethrower, man. Like, but I wanted that figure in 1/6 scale, and they never made it. They announced it, and let me just close the door because a lot of noise is coming in. Okay, so yeah, the thing, and also the werewolf NECA's making. It's pretty awesome. Um, Sculpting and sculpting is pretty cool, pretty awesome. But I keep thinking that if you sculpt in wax, you can put even more detail and have a tighter detail, which but I just don't have the time to sculpt in wax. I'm sculpting in ZBrush. I was doing yesterday texture brush for rocks. Pretty cool. So there's so many tools in that program. It's like I thought that when I started learning that program that you can learn it like in 3 months, but I don't think so. That thing takes a long time. It takes a long, long time. There you go. There. Um, let's see. Let's try to take the chip here. Scratches. Scratches are also cool for detail. Can also make little dents here and there. I mean, you can get creative with detail like please, and so yeah, I was talking about the werewolf, like the werewolf and the thing. NECA's making figures for those movies, and those are great '80s movies. So I might actually get the werewolf and McReady, that's his name from the thing. Kurt Russell. Actually, I would rather have a McReady figure from the thing than a Kurt Russell figure from Escape from New York. It's the same actor, but I would rather have a figure from the thing than from Escape from New York. And Escape from New York is a great movie too, man. It's a classic. But I'm just saying, like, flamethrower, you know, the clothing and all that, the sculpt is really nice. It's just something I think I would really like there to have. But I can't get into buying all these figures because, like, I also like the NECA Predators. Predators are freaking awesome. Like today, I was just watching Greg Cook. He's one of the YouTube collectors, and he did a video on the Predator. There's so many Predators, and I actually owned that Predator a long time ago when I was collecting Hot Toys. They did that Predator. He was an exclusive. He was really hard to get, and I actually got him. It was like extremely hard to get. I got him like well back then. You would have to like they will tell you the time and day to do the pre-order, and it would like sell out in 10 minutes or 5 minutes on the Sideshow Freaks on the Sideshow website, Sideshow Collectibles. And I remember I went on and I got lucky. I was like waiting for a long time and was kind of nervous. I was kind of nervous because I really wanted that figure, and I got it. I got the figure. It was really awesome. I think it was called the Predator Gort back then. He's one of the original Predators from Predator 2 with Danny Glover. And so I got the figure and it was amazing. It was a hot toy Predator something. But I can see that NECA added some other stuff that the hot toy didn't have. The NECA Predator comes with a gun, a special gun that I never seen before. So that's pretty interesting. And the gun has like attachments to it to make it look like it's firing. And and since the Predator bodies have been enhanced, now they have a ab crunch and they have a pretty good ab crunch and a waist tilt joint, and they're like 7 inches tall, but or 8 inches I think. So they can put a lot of detail on these figures, and the paint job is really good. So yeah, I was like, man, this looks pretty good. I just saw that today. Let's see. So I think these are done. I think these are done, man. Well, I'm gonna do little cracks here and there, and then I'm gonna put them in the rice cooker. I have a small rice cooker that I just use for heating up super sculpting, and it should be done. Done, 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 done. I don't know what I'm doing with this brush right now. Let's see. Do some little detail here. Oh, look at that. I can do the cracks like this too. They look kind of good this way. Maybe I'll keep making them with this tool. So, let's see. So yeah, I wish I would have got into wax, man. But since now I'm doing ZBrush, I cannot go into wax. I have no time for that. For everything I want to do, man. It sucks. I also want to paint. No time for that either. And I can draw all right. It's not like I'm a bad drawer, but I can draw all right now. So kind of wish I would have just been a painter and that's it. Because when you do painting, you can paint anything you imagine. Maybe I'll just do that. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, let's do another crack here. Let's have another crack at it. Maybe the blades are better. Right. Let's see. There. So today I saw American Werewolf in London. They made another movie called An American Werewolf in Paris, and that wasn't that great, but still it has these little moments here and there that are kind of cool. It was like the first time you see CG in a werewolf movie. I remember. So An American Werewolf in London is the original from the 80s. So NECA is rocking, man. Like they're making also. There's a scene where they make the where a bunch of werewolves break in the guy's house with machine guns, and they're dressed like Nazis, and and the werewolves are like they all look different. Like one of them doesn't have hair, the other one has a lot of hair, and he's wearing like a helmet, one of those Nazi helmets, or German helmets, and they look really cool. It's like it's a horror movie, and it's a pretty terrible, horrible scene, but the action figures are gonna be pretty awesome because they're making one figure. They basically wore all of them wore the same thing. The German what do you call it? German army suit, and they all had different masks on, right? I guess they all wore the same exact suit because they probably had a budget. Since they didn't have a lot of money to make a movie, and there's something I noticed about like about great movies, like the hits, like the cult classics, the hits. A lot of them were made with little budget, very small budget. Like Aliens, for instance. Aliens that had a small budget, but if everything came together perfectly, and it's a classic now. It's an amazing film. So NECA made the werewolves, and that also I also want to get that too, man. But like I'm not used to collecting horror stuff, but there's a lot of stuff out there that I would like to get. Just like there's so much stuff. There's so much temptation. Too much, not enough money, not enough money. Ya, ¿qué pasó? No, estoy grabando. ¿Qué pasó? Oh, más tarde. Okay. Alrighty, so I think this brick is finished. Oh, every time I look at the brick, there's always like a little more than you want to put, like more detail. More detail. So Nyka's pretty awesome. They're making some really awesome flavors. I'm just collecting the Mayflex Dark Knight Returns figures and Star Wars Hot Toys droids. Mostly droids or stormtroopers, and that's it. But maybe a few important ones like Luke, Vader, Boba Fett, and yeah, that's all I'm collecting because I cannot splurge like that. Okay. Man, still missing cracks on this side. Can't believe it. Not the little detail I've just put on this guy. He's still. Let's see. I think I erased the detail on this guy, maybe. What's going on? Wow. Like I'm putting the blade in and it's not working that well. So I guess there's no one on today. It's Saturday, so maybe that's why. It's Michael, my dog. Cracks here, cracks here, cracks here, crack here, crack there, cracks everywhere. Cracks everywhere. Let's see, what else can I do? I can use this figure right here, one of my favorite tools. And let's see, there you go. Stuff like that. That. Just a little something. Let's try this side. So you can never finish the detail because there's so much detail you can put. But yeah, there you go. Uh, those little brush does help. Little brushes are good, man. Mr. T Sang was right. Mr. T Sang, you are the master. All right. All right. So I'm gonna put these in the rice cooker, and I'm gonna cook them, and then I'm gonna prime them with a nice Tamiya primer, and they're gonna look pretty cool. I'll put them right here. This thing. And oh no, I can't reach the outlets. I'm gonna have to put them on another place. Let's see. Okay. Put them on the floor, I guess. Okay. There you go. First, you heat up the cooker. It's a rice cooker. It's really small. It cost me like $7. Bought it at the store. And that little rice cooker can cook any. I even put this thing here. I put this, and this fit in there, and maybe something even bigger, and it works just fine. You don't have to use an oven or anything. You can buy a small rice cooker and put your small sculptures in there, and it does a great job. So, so I'm thinking of working on this one right now. Next time, this guy right here, the cinder block, um, and it's 1/6 scale, 1/12 scale. So it's like the right size for Marvel Legends cinder block. These are 1/6 scale. So right now I don't have a 1/6 scale figure, but they're like 12 inches big. So and yeah. So what else can we do? Let's see. Let's see. I'm looking around. Okay. Alrighty. So what was that sculpting in ZBrush? Oh yeah, I was sculpting something they call it a brush, a texture brush. So basically, what you do is you make any kind of sculpture that's kind of like flat, like a texture, like maybe scales for a lizard or a bunch of rocks together, and you make a brush, and then the brush replicates that, and it's sort of like they used to call those back in the day uh, texture stamps, and you would do like a really nice tiny little, or you will copy it. They were called stamps because you will copy the information. So, for instance, like the sandpaper, let's say you had like some really nice texture on this, like they look like lizard scales, and so you will pour like something on it and make a stamp with that texture, and then you would like it was kind of like a rubber stamp, and you can go over the sculpture with the stamp and transfer the information. Sort of like when I just take the sandpaper and go over the clay like this. Same thing. So they have this thing in ZBrush called brushes, and a lot of them do different things. But one of the main things it does is that it just copies information and transfers the information to the surface of the 3D model. So that's what I was learning today and yesterday. Um, I kind of knew how to do that already, but I forgot. So I had to like watch a video and relearn it. And then they have these other things called like vectors brushes, and they're more. Hold on a second. Thanks, Joe. Espere, no abra la puerta. No abra la puerta. Okay, so yeah, vector brushes. Vector brushes are like, let's say you want an ear or a pair of lips or eyeballs or something, and you want to just put them on to the surface of the model. So they're like more detailed, more like rounded than flat. So those are hard to make in ZBrush. Like you really have to know how to make a vector brush. It's really like hard to do for me. And so I was doing a lot of tutorials on that like a few months ago. And then I learned that after I learned how to make it, that it doesn't really have a lot of usefulness unless you're working in some production line and you gotta like crank out some creatures and some concept stuff like in 30 minutes or something, and you gotta like pump out like a creature with weird parts and stuff, and so I'm like, this is not that useful. Like this is not that useful to know, and it's so hard to make. Like a vector brush is so hard to make. So I was like, all right. So I learned how to do it, and then I probably don't even remember how to make it. So because it's so complicated to make, it's ridiculous. So what's more useful is a texture brush, which is not that hard to make, thank God. And so, like, if you want on your surface of of the figure chainmail, like I said, uh, lizard scales or something like that, you have these stamps, and you make them out of alpha images too, like alpha from Photoshop. There's black and white images with shadow, black and white like a negative, and you just like take the image and you record it in ZBrush, and you just press a button called Grab Dock, and that's it. You have a texture brush. The vector brush is like ridiculous. It's just ridiculous to make that thing. It's like it's so complicated. So so the texture brushes are more useful if it'll be useful to have a lot of textures and texture brushes for that. So if you're making your action figure, you can make all sorts of surfaces really fast. Not, I'm not saying fast, but I'm saying you can make it. It's not that complicated. Um, so yeah, I've been learning stuff like that. I think the most important thing is to know how to sculpt really well, right? And Also, I think having some figures and destroying them and replicating the joints and knowing how to make the joints is very important as well. Um, I heard from a professional sculptor that because some people like to have like a cutter and then they just like to use the cutter to make the joints. But the problem with that is, according to the professional sculptor that I heard from, if you're gonna make a figure, every time you make a figure, the figure is a different character. So because it's a different character, it's not the same design. The joints are always gonna be different. So these cutters that supposedly people have for like making joints might not work. So then you just have to make a joint. And according to this professional sculptor, it usually takes like 4 hours just to make one joint. And I think he's right because when I was trying to make the Mayfix joints, I was doing an elbow joint and a knee joint, and I did a torso joint, and they take a long time to make. And I'm not a professional, I'm not a professional working in the field. I'm just like learning stuff right now. I do know how to sculpt. Oh, I would say okay or pretty well in clay, and I've sculpted a few stuff in ZBrush, and it looks pretty nice. I think. Um, so yeah, I think that knowing these things helps to make action figures. Also, I think if you have your own 3D printer, that would be a great thing to have. Um, for size fitting stuff, parts and all that, size fitting, because like that's another thing I have to learn really well is sizing things in ZBrush because like if an inch action figure is 6 inches tall, then um, I saw a video where you can make a 1 inch cube in millimeters, I think, and then you use that 1 inch cube and stack it up to 6 inches, and then you know how big your figure's gonna be when you compare it. But yeah, it's kind of hard to size things, and so kind of it looks kind of complicated. I think that's one of the things they should update in ZBrush or make simpler, more simple, is measuring stuff in ZBrush. They should do that. All right, so the rice cooker is hot. I'm gonna put in these bricks and I'm gonna cook them for 20, 26 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. And yeah, so I'm gonna do it. So here we go. Putting one in and two in there. There, hopefully I'll be able to make molds out of these. I don't know. I'll probably send it to my molder and he'll do it for me. I don't know how much he's gonna charge me, but yeah. Let's see. I gotta put something heavy on the lid. Here we go. I'll put this. Okay. No, that doesn't work. Let's see. I gotta put something heavy on the lid so it will trap the heat in the rice cooker. Okay. Alrighty. So I guess nobody showed up today. I guess it's Saturdays are not that great for doing a show, especially now that everybody's going out. So um, I'll probably make a video this week after 6 in the afternoon, maybe on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, um, towards the end of the week. And yeah, guys, if you have any questions, just drop by. If you just want to talk about toys, let me know, stuff like that. And I'll talk to you guys some other time. And yeah, all right, guys. So I'm gonna end the show right now, and